Hello, my name is Stephen Howard, and I'm going to talk about business etiquette in Japan. And so this is for the president, Gertrude Yi. She's the president of Global Investments. So this will help her towards her trip to Japan. So my first slide is Japan's business attire, and the business attire is really important. They recommend for you to wear dark blue or black clothing. You do not want to wear flashy clothing or clothing that makes you stick out. In Japan, they have a saying that is, the nail that sticks out gets hammered. And the flashy colors are represented with the thugs and the gangsters in Japan, so they recommend to stay away from that. Women should wear skirts that are knee length or longer, and it is important to wear shoes that can slip on and off because you will be taking your shoes on and off a lot, and they recommend women not to wear high heels. And then greeting and communicating in Japan, when you're greeting with someone, you want to give them a loose handshake and you want to give them a slight bow. The slight bow is representing respect, so you're showing them respect when you're bowing to them. Same thing for when I'm at martial arts, that's how we show respect. And when you're doing that, you do not make eye contact. Here in America, we make eye contact, we do not want to make eye contact. And then your facial expression, tone of voice, and your posture are very important. It is important. That's the three things that tell how you feel. They gauge how you feel from that. Staring is rude, and when you're talking to them, nodding is okay. So nodding shows them that you are listening and you're paying attention to what they're saying. My next slide is dining etiquette. So in Japan, drinking is a group thing. So when they ask you to drink, to go out and drink, you do not say no, because they'll take that as you being offensive. So when you go out, you're going to drink, and you go and drink, and if you've had enough to drink, you leave a little bit in your cup. If your cup's empty, then they're going to want to keep filling the cup up and keep making you drink. Same thing applies with food. When you're eating and you're done with when you're done eating, leave a bit of food on there so then they'll know you're full. You'll really impress the Japanese if you use chopsticks. That will impress them. And when you're eating with the chopsticks, do not point them towards anyone. That's disrespectful. And normally when we eat here, we just go back and we'll eat. But there, you are going to let the most important person eat first. So if you're the most important person that day, you will be eating first. And then keep talking to a minimum. That is, they like to enjoy their food, and it shows respect to not talk while you're eating. And then gift giving. This is important in Japan. They do a lot of gift giving. The gift itself is not important. The gift's appearance is important. So they take the appearance more than what the gift would be. I read that good quality chocolates or small cakes are a really good idea. You want to stay away from flowers because a lot of what I read on for my research, I read that flowers are associated with funerals. So you want to stay away from the flowers because it's better to be safe than sorry. And then the work hours in Japan, they have crazy work hours. Some employees work up to 80 hours of overtime, and that's often unpaid. Who could imagine doing that? That'd be crazy. So then they're required to take 5 vacation days per year. This is because one woman actually ended up committing suicide because she was overworking herself. So from here on out, they made it to where there's 5 vacation days per year. It's kind of crazy. They have a word that is associated with death by overwork, and that is karoshi. And then how to conduct business in Japan. When you go there, you must make appointments weeks in advance. And you must be punctual. So don't expect them to do business with you right away. They have to get used to you and they have to feel comfortable around you to do the business with you. And then a first impression is really important in Japan. So if they don't like you at first, then they're not going to want to do business with you. So you want to make sure that your first impression is the best impression that you can get. And then contracts are not final agreements. So they can always be renegotiated later, which I thought that was kind of crazy because in here, usually contracts are final in America. And then my overview is business attire is important. So you want to dress the way, and then greet with a loose shake and a slight bow to show them respect. Most important, person eats first. The appearance of the gift is most important, and a first impression in business is key. So that was all I have. Thank you guys.